Animals are very curious by nature. Sometimes this curiosity can cost them their lives. Fortunately for most, the self-preservation instinct takes over, and wild animals are then extremely cautious. But even wild animals can get into awkward situations driven by their curiosity. The story that we will tell you today may seem quite funny at first glance, until the whole truth about what happened is revealed. But let's start from the beginning. It happened in a province of northwest India. People there are very close to nature, and meeting a wild animal is a common, though terrible, occurrence. Wild animals often come out to people in search of food, led by easy prey such as stray dogs, of which there are many. However, this time, the wild beast almost became the prey of a pack of stray dogs. Early in the morning, a local resident heard the barking of local dogs, a common thing. Dogs often barked at passing trains or cars. However, this time the barking did not subside, but only intensified, and the man decided to go out to see what was going on. When he went outside, he saw a pack of dogs barking at something in the distance. The man picked up a stick just in case and walked closer to see what had attracted the dog's attention. As he approached, he saw a leopard. This predatory animal was behaving rather strangely. He was clearly disoriented. Coming closer, the man laughed out loud. He laughed so loudly that other people became curious about what was so funny, and when they saw for themselves, they laughed too. The leopard had gotten itself into quite the predicament. A metal can was stuck on its head, which of course looked somewhat comical. However, upon further examination, it appeared this poor animal had been stuck for quite some time, and now he was exhausted from disorientation, hunger, and thirst. Then the dog's barking caused the leopard to rush back and forth in fright, not knowing where to go. After having themselves a good laugh, the people decided to try to help the animal get his head out of the can. They called in a local hunter, an elderly man who knew exactly what to do in such a situation. The old hunter came. He brought with him lamp oil and ropes. After tying the paws of the leopard, the man gently smeared the oil around the can, and with a quick movement, he removed the can from the leopard's head. The leopard snarled a little, but generally behaved very calmly. Finally, he could breathe freely, and now he lay panting and looking at his savior. The hunter poured some water into a bowl and pushed it towards the leopard with a stick. The leopard greedily drank it to the last drop. Now the most difficult thing was to untie the paws of the predator. But even with this, the experienced hunter had no problem. In a moment, the leopard rose to its paws and, looking at its savior for the last time with gratitude, slowly walked towards the forest. The story could have ended there, if not for one circumstance that was revealed shortly after the incident. The hunter became very curious about how this happened. It seemed very strange to him that a wild animal, usually very cautious, would put its head into a can on its own. It was also interesting that at the bottom of the can, he found a piece of fresh meat. People never put meat in such cans. How did it get there? The answer quickly revealed itself. It turned out that there was a person in the village who was known to be cruel to animals. He was often caught poaching, but this act was simply illogical. For a long time, he had been feeding this leopard with raw meat. He laid out large pieces of meat throughout the leopard's habitat, and then he put the meat in a can, knowing that the animal would put its head in there, trying to get the meat, and then not be able to pull its head back out. All this time, he watched the suffering of the animal, and apparently this brought him real pleasure. Until one day he lost sight of the leopard who had gone into the village where he was attacked by dogs. Having learned the truth about what happened, people were ashamed that they laughed at the poor animal. Indeed, this time it was not simply curiosity of the leopard, but a deliberate prank on the unfortunate beast. Yes, wild animals sometimes cause damage to local residents, attacking their livestock, but they are driven by hunger and the survival instinct. What was it that drove this human to such cruelty? Perhaps it was a mental illness, we don't know. But hearing such stories, sometimes you wonder if wild animals are so scary compared to humans. Friends, what do you think about this? Share your opinion in the comments.